culture. That is Christianity at its best. That is the church at its best.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
You said that there is no law within Christianity.
Yeah.
So the law that was presented unto Moses, do you think that we shouldn't conform to those commandments?
So it's a good question and it's a fair one. Thank you very much. I don't want to get too far off the topic though.
The topic being?
The topic being African Christianity.
Okay.
But Christianity needs to be understood as essentially a covenantal system. When you read the Bible, you got to understand that there were covenants set up by God with man, by God with Adam and Eve, by God with Noah, by God with Abraham, by God with Moses, and then God promises a new covenant that will come with his Messiah, and when Christ comes, a new covenant is established. And in that new covenant, the old covenant is fulfilled. It is deepened and transformed, so it doesn't remain the same. And that is what Christianity is.
But doesn't he take it further? The law, doesn't he take it further where it says even if you have hate in your heart, then
that's what I'm saying. It's deepened and transformed.
So, but there are laws to which, as a Christian, one has to conform to, right?
The Christians must obey secular law, and those laws have to be decided by Christian values and Christian teaching.
But adulterers and murderers aren't going to heaven, basically.
Yeah, God will judge those things.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's an example of. But Christ said that if you look at a woman with lust in your heart, you've committed adultery. Whereas Moses would have understood adultery as a physical act.
Yeah.
You know, so it deepened and transformed. But I don't want to get too far off the point.
Sure.
So, Leon, is there any kind of further question you want to ask? Because I have talked at length about this topic. Well, yeah, go on,
so
brother.
You said Christianity elevates cultures. So you're suggesting the cultures are less than.
I'm saying that all man has sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, and then for all cultures fall short of the glory of God because all cultures are man-made, and that Christianity should elevate that which is good within every culture. We would all agree infanticide is an evil thing. Would we all agree that? Well, right now,
if you're a lion.
in the Amazon,
Lions do it.
in the Amazon, they bury children alive if they are handicapped.
That's pretty.
Now, that's what they do in an Amazonian indigenous culture. Certain tribes. But that is a common practice in Amazonian indigenous culture. I can understand from a human point of view why it's done. From a survival point of view why it's done. However, Christianity ultimately talks about compassion and about helping the weak. So what would Christianity do to the Amazonian culture? Would it say to them, right, you all have to now start speaking English? No. They can worship God in their own language. They don't have to worship God in Arabic, hint, hint. But what they can do is worship God in their own language, but Christianity would oppose infanticide, as it has always done and still does today in the West.
Them to worship Jesus,
when we oppose
you would encourage
abortion.
them to worship Jesus quite strongly.
Absolutely.
Is that good?
Yes.
think that
But I'm addressing his question.
But didn't you say Christianity codified languages in certain places?
In certain places it helped to codify language, because those people didn't have an alphabet, so there was no alphabet to write the scriptures in,
But why do they need the alphabet?
so that they could read the scriptures. So the scriptures could be written in their local language. You see, one of the differences between Christianity and Islam is that Christianity says here, read the Bible in your own language, because God